The Galactic Council destroyed our allies, then Earth's warships came for revenge. They called it the Accord of Eternal Harmony. For centuries, the Galactic Council had insisted that the Charter was a shield, protecting civilization itself from chaos. In truth, it had always been a blade, used to cut down any power that dared to grow too strong. The Iridian Commonwealth learned that lesson in fire. 1,000 years of alliance with humanity counted for nothing when the Council accused the Iridians of violating trade sanctions. Their envoys pleaded for arbitration, offered reparations, begged for time. The Council's answer arrived in the form of 12 Council fleets, 2,000 warships that descended without warning upon the Iridian capital of Vorus Prime. The attack lasted 12 hours. When it ended, the planet's atmosphere burned with the aftershocks of orbital bombardment. Nearly 3 billion lives were lost. The Council transmitted a single declaration: let this be a warning. No power may defy the will of the Accord. They believed the message would cow humanity into compliance. They believed Earth would grieve quietly and continue to pay its dues. They believed wrong. In the Sol Defense Nexus, a chamber the size of a city hummed with the combined processing power of Earth's greatest military AI cores. Fleet Marshal Devika Rourke stood beneath the crystalline lattice of the war matrix, her gaze fixed on the holographic projection of Vorus Prime, once green and vibrant, now nothing but a cinder. Around her, a chorus of sub-commanders waited in tense silence. No one spoke the question they all carried: would she dare? Rourke had never been known for bluster. She believed in measured force, in deterrence over conquest. But this time, there was no calculus left to consider. She lifted her head and spoke with a voice that would echo across 1,000 star systems. Prepare the fleets. We will not abide the massacre of our allies. At once, the war matrix bloomed to life, projecting thousands of fleet markers converging on a single star, Kairos, the heart of the Galactic Council. Within hours, every Terran shipyard came alive. The Council's intelligence services were good, but even they had never uncovered the full scale of Earth's hidden reserves. Dreadnought slipways that had lain dormant since the Orion Wars now roared with molten plasma. Fabrication vaults disgorged entire flotillas of corvettes, each built with alloys unknown to the rest of the galaxy. At the edge of Neptune orbit, the colossal Sovereign-class war carriers, floating cities of war, ignited their drives, forming spearhead formations bound for Kairos. By dawn of the third day, the Terran Armada had assembled, nearly 400,000 ships under unified command. Somewhere in the darkness, the Council's admirals must have realized what was coming. But they were too late to stop it. Kairos was considered impregnable. Orbiting the Council's ancient artificial world hung the greatest defensive grid ever conceived, millions of autonomous defense satellites, energy barriers layered like the petals of a steel flower, and the combined navies of 30 client races. When the first Terran vanguard dropped from FTL, Council commanders assumed it was a token force. They had no comprehension that humanity had committed everything. Fleet Marshal Rourke's flagship, the dreadnought Resolute Dawn, emerged from hyperspace at the head of the Armada. Her image appeared on every comm channel, a woman with iron-gray hair and unblinking eyes. This is Fleet Marshal Devika Rourke of the Terran Union. You murdered billions. You shattered 1,000 years of peace. No negotiation will be offered. She paused as if considering her next words. You will answer for Vorus Prime. Then the sky turned to war. The Terran fleets advanced in layered formations, each wave supported by coordinated fire from capital ships and autonomous drone swarms. The Council's first line of defense, the Praetorian Shield, activated in a corona of shimmering light, dispersing the initial volley of fusion torpedoes. But it wasn't enough. From the Resolute Dawn, the main guns opened fire, a triple barrage of graviton beams, each capable of collapsing a city into molten slag. The Council's vanguard battleships disintegrated under the onslaught. Thousands of smaller Terran vessels poured through the breaches, weapons blazing. The Council fleet tried to counterattack, but Earth's targeting AI outmaneuvered them with ruthless precision. For every Terran ship destroyed, 10 Council warships died. Deep within the Council citadel, Supreme Arbiter Velanth watched the feeds in growing horror. The chamber around him was filled with frantic voices, advisors, security officials, envoys from client species. But he heard none of it. Only the steady, unstoppable advance of Earth's fleets. "This cannot be happening," he whispered. Yet it was. On the edge of Caro's orbit, the Council's dreadnought squadron tried a final counter-offensive, a mass charge to shatter the Terran spearhead. Fleet Marshal Rourke's command sphere rotated to track them. "Signal to the Goliath wing," she ordered. "Release the Leviathans." Moments later, 5 ships emerged from FTL, each so vast they blotted out the stars. Leviathan-class siege platforms, humanity's ultimate weapon. Each Leviathan carried a singularity core. Each had been designed to end wars in a single strike. The first Leviathan opened its maw. Inside, space itself bent and folded as a gravity well formed, a newborn black hole harnessed and contained by technologies the Council could scarcely imagine. With a single pulse, the Leviathan fired. The Council dreadnought squadron vanished into a vortex that devoured matter and energy alike. Across Caro's orbit, the last resistance crumbled. For 3 hours, the Terran armada dismantled the defenses that had stood for millennia. When it was over, the space around the Council citadel was littered with burning wreckage. Fleet Marshal Rourke appeared on the final open channel, her voice calm and cold as deep space. "Today, you have learned the cost of slaughtering our friends." Her gaze seemed to pierce every surviving Council delegate. "Earth did not ask for this war. But we will end it." Afterward, the Terran fleets did not occupy Caros. They did not raise a flag over the Council chambers. They simply withdrew, leaving the message scorched into history itself: no one would ever again mistake humanity's compassion for weakness. From the ashes of Vorus Prime to the broken ring of Caro's orbit, every star nation understood a truth they would never forget: when Earth rose in defense of its allies, no empire could stand before it. And in the silence that followed, the galaxy finally understood why humans had always been so careful, so patient, so determined to avoid conflict. Because when provoked beyond forgiveness, humanity never came alone.